Breaking the silence, taking the dive in. Nikki pulling strings like she playing the violin. Made in his likeness, radiant vibrance. Give them all glory, ain't no way to deny it. She gon' make you laugh, she gon' stimulate your mind. Making things shake, she ain't in no wasting time. They can come close, but can't imitate the grind. Got a different way to illustrate and innovate designs. BTS podcast, gotta watch that. Teaching us the game, that mean Nikki got class. If you watch it once, you gon' wanna stop back. This an opportunity that you cannot pass. Unleash your inner voice, cause better days coming. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days.
When we find courage to speak, we give others permission to heal. Welcome to another episode of Breaking the Silence. I'm your host, Arthur Nikki Nicole, the podcast where we share stories that inspire, empower, and help you find your voice just like I did. So I hope you're excited about this episode today because I am. Each week, I sit down with some amazing people who are turning their pain into purpose and making an impact in this world. Today, I am honored to welcome Miss Kendra K.J. Johnson to the platform. She is the founder and owner of an amazing catering service that specializes in upscale. Now, I'm going to mess that word up. I'm not going to say it. But I'm going to say boards, I'm going to let her talk about it, and grazing tables based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. So, after the countdown, please welcome this amazing woman to the platform.
We'll be just fine. We'll be just fine.
Hey, how you doing today?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing well. Listen, I took a moment to practice that word and your business name. I mean, for hours, and then I got up there and froze and couldn't even remember how to say it.
It happens. I promise you, it happens all the time. And even when I first came up with the name, I'm like, is this going to be, difficult for folks? But charcuterie is in these days, so they'll figure it out.
So tell everybody just a brief thing about you and your business and what you have going on.
Okay. I'm a mom of two. I'm actually based out of Jacksonville, Florida. I'm a mom of two. I am multi businesses. I do charcuterie, of course, and what I do with the charcuterie is I actually, excuse me, it's mobile. So I take my charcuterie cart to events, set up, super easy, and I serve on my own special little charcuterie boards, my branded charcuterie boards. I also cater. I do like big events, major events, and the whole experience, that's the name, Opulence Charcuterie. The whole experience is upscale. So it's not just charcuterie. We do real food, and make it look opulent.
Wow. I was looking at some pictures earlier today because I really wanted to know what it was entailed. What did you do? And I was like, this is amazing. Like, it does look like a form of art. So I said, I see why she says that it's a form of art because it's really pretty. You don't want to eat it. You don't want to eat it. So when did you realize, what, this is something I want to do and that this is just more than a substance and I'm really good at this. I want to take this far.
So I was married. I'm a widow. My husband passed away. He loved to eat. That was like one of the main things. And I fell in love with cooking for him. And, he was one of those husbands. He gonna hype you up every time. I don't care what it is. I don't care if I make hot dogs. If I make it look pretty, he like, oh, these are the best hot dogs. So I think it became like a passion for me. when I started cooking for him, and he was totally appreciative. And one thing about cooking, when you like to cook, you love to feed people, right? And for him to see how much he enjoyed being fed, I think that's where the passion came about. And then once he passed away, I kind of got out of the funk of it. I was in a funk, to be honest. And it took me some time because food is my passion. So it took me some time to kind of build it back up. And then once I saw the charcuterie idea, I was like, I can turn this into something. Because it's, first of all, cooking is a lot of work, but the charcuterie is so not a lot of work at all. You put stuff together, you take it, especially because it's mobile, you take it, people come up, you serve it, don't have to cook anything, no heat, no nothing. And so, yeah, so that kind of sparked the love of, food again. And then I started doing the catering and stuff, and it just went from there.
So you said you don't have to do anything. So the foods that's on the boards, is it more or less like fruits, or what type of food is on the boards?
So the only thing I have to do in regards to preparation is like chopping cheese, putting meat on skewers, things like that. But the board consists of a couple different cheeses, a couple different meats, fruit, crackers, may throw like olives, things like that on there, the little decorations, and then put your I do honey or either like a jam, but put your honey or jam in a little cup, put it on the charcuterie, and that's it. I also do like the little cups, I call them charcuterie shots, but they're cups, and they have all of that stuff in them too, and they're really cute.
Wow. So is this okay? So is this industry a big industry where it's like going so fast? I mean, is business really good? I mean, what challenges did you face
When
with
it comes
specializing?
when it comes to charcuterie, see, with food, things like that, you have to catch it while it's hot, right? And if you strike while it's hot, your name is gonna last. If it's something that you do sparingly, probably not. With charcuterie, because it is the thing nowadays, it's definitely busy. And it's a good busy. I mean, who does not want to be busy and make money? You know what I'm saying? And it's not hard, it's not difficult. So yeah, it's usually me and my daughter, but if it's a bigger event, of course we have a couple more people. But yeah, it's hot right now.
Wow, building a legacy. Got your daughter with you. You are the
Absolutely.
blueprint. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
So what is the most memorable moment, that you've had since you've been doing it, and why did it stand out to you?
The launch of it, excuse me, the launch of it, I decided to go to a place here in Jacksonville called Friendship Park. Friendship Park is an open park. Um, Many people be down there. It doesn't matter, you know, race. It doesn't matter. So I went and I set up. We got this beautiful fountain that's behind us, and it's like the globe, and then there's like this angel in front of it. So I went and sat up there. When I set up, people were looking like, what is she doing? And what is that? People started coming after I set up, people started coming and they were like, we've never seen anything like this here in Jacksonville. I said, that's because I'm the first. I didn't know if I was the first or not, but I was claiming it. But they came up and they were so interested and so excited. Of course, I served people, on my boards. And the one guy was like, you even got your name on the board? Hey, if you're gonna do it, do it. But yeah, and it was just, and that was the launch. That was the very first day. And that wasn't even for me to get out there and serve people like that. It was more so for getting footage, the background, people knowing I'm in Jacksonville because that's a very um monumental statue in Jacksonville. So it was, I think that is what sparked the fire and the excitement in me to see how people actually responded to it. And that's what made me take off.
Wow, and that was just the launch.
It was just the launch.
So are you the
Just
first to do it?
I think I am for real. Like, I'm serious because everybody's like, we've never seen anything like this, or this is such a good idea. Like, and I'm like, yeah, I'm the first to do it.
But you are the first, and you didn't even know it.
I really am the first. And it's crazy because people have reached out to me in my DMs, like, oh my gosh, how do you get that started? Can I start it? So I thought about it like last week and I said, you know what? I'm gonna create a course and let people know how to do it. And the course is like everywhere. It won't be just Jacksonville. I'll upload it. People can download it for a fee and they can learn how to do it themselves.
I know that's right. Another stream of income.
There you go. And that's what it's about, right?
Right, right. So how do you stay creative, and continue to, create these new things on top of that? Because even though you're the first to do it, I know you got to change with the world because every day is something changing,
Absolutely.
something new. So how do you, stay creative even in knowing that?
I'm going to be honest with you. I believe that creativity, you're born with it. And so truly, I could be laying in the bed and knowing what situation. I was just telling my daughter because she took some of the little mini charcuterie cups today to work and she said they love them. And she was like, her manager said, oh, let me think of something that's coming up that so that I can invite your mom to do what she do. And I said, let him know. Employee Appreciation Month is coming. So you take what you have and fit it in anywhere. You
Mhm.
belong everywhere. So fit it in wherever it is that you belong and make it work.
Wow, I love that. That's probably gonna be something annual you do if you do it at one time.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I'm looking forward to.
Wow. So
Mhm.
what inspires your themes, or your designs for your boards? Because, do you draw from like say looking at some art or something or nature or personal experience? How do you come up with the idea to, this is the way I'm gonna do it?
I love colors.
Mm.
So because I love color, I look at charcuterie honestly almost like a building a clay pot or coloring. I'll sit in my bedroom and color with color pencils, markers, a regular pencil, and my book. I love colors. So I draw from anything colorful. I love nature. I do love nature. I love outside. I love when it gets dark and I can sit outside under the moon and, kind of take things in. I love greenery, and that's included on my board, things like that. So when I look at contradicting colors like strawberries and maybe green grapes, things like that, brown crackers, and, kind of put it together and it just works.
Wow, I love it. Well, I'm gonna tell you this: you were the first cook to be on Breaking the Silence.
Oh, really?
The
What?
first.
Oh, see, I'm the first mobile charcuterie too. We're doing all the first.
So how do you appeal to say different people like vegans, and people that don't eat meat and those type of things, and allergies and all that?
Yeah, so when someone places an order or books me, we make sure that we immediately talk about any kind of food allergies. We make sure that we talk about preferences. The person can actually pick their own menu. I give them a choice of like a couple different meats, a few different fruits and things like that. They pick their own menu. If they decide that they do not want anything like, I don't know, salami or prosciutto or something like that. If they decide that they don't want meat at all, then we can throw some veggies in there. We can throw, things like that to make them happy. Hey, listen, I'm here to make you happy. It's your charcuterie board. You are paying for it. I can do whatever. I'm open.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
I'm open. I can do it all.
I'm open. When I say, especially like I said, I'm not really cooking anything. You can even do one of the options is like candied bacon, right? So
Mm.
you can do a charcuterie. You can have something like candied bacon and salami, or candied bacon and like it doesn't matter. When I say I'm open, I'm open. It's your event. I'm coming to create for you.
I know that's right. I can do it all. Book me.
I'm coming to tell you.
So for someone planning their first high end event, what kind of tips would you give to make it for unforgettable for them?
Be different. Stand out. And that's why I did Opulence Charcuterie. Be different, because there's, people will have a table with a big charcuterie board. People go up there, they graze on the table. My thing is to kind of make it personal. So if you choose Opulence, not only are you going to get me and my daughter's extra high personality, but you will also get service. And when we do it, we do it bottomless. So stand out. If someone comes to your event and see us standing there serving, as hors d'oeuvres or something like that, serving charcuterie on little personal boards, believe that they are going to walk away talking about it.
I know that's right. They're gonna walk away talking and eating.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to, and guess what? It's bottomless, so they can come back and get some more.
Oh man. See what I'm talking? See, you done started something now. So how has building opulence, did I say that right?
Say
Did
it
I do
again.
it? Opulence?
Opulence.
Opulence. Okay. Shaped you as an entrepreneur and a person overall.
Wait, repeat that question. I'm sorry.
How has opulence shaped you as a person and as an entrepreneur all the way around? Because being a business owner can be very challenging,
Yes.
especially with you seem like you just popped up and you was ready to go. You know, no challenges or nothing. So how has that shaped you? Because you can go through the ups, you can go through the downs, you can go through the seasons of good and bad.
Yes. It's not that I popped up and it just started happening. That it did not happen like that. It took some, getting out there. It took some exposure. I have to do things regularly, excuse me, to get the business out there, advertisement and things like that. But Opulence has made me patient. I can say that. Um, at one point, there was nothing, like no response to anything, no advertisement, no nothing. And I'm the type of person, if I'm being honest, I want it fast. I want it fast. As soon as I put it out there, I want people to be like, yes, that's what I want. Let me go ahead and send you this money and let's get it done. That's the person I am. It wasn't like that at all. And so I had to learn over time, and not just with Opulence. I've had, other businesses and things like that, kind of built my character, and not my character towards others, but my character towards myself. Kendra, slow down. You know, it's coming. You are where you're supposed to be. Relax. Let God take the rest of it. You just do your part and relax. And that's kind of where I am now. It has definitely built me.
It's funny you said that because I was like that in the beginning with the podcast. I was like,
Yes.
want it right now. Why won't they do this when I released my first book? Why won't they just go ahead and buy it? But I started looking at other people's journeys and like why they moving
Right.
so fast and why I'm in a standstill.
That's
But
right.
I had to learn. Listen, and I got patience. Patience wasn't the problem. It was like I'm working so hard. Why is it not? So I had to learn.
Yep.
Your journey is not their journey.
That's right.
Everything's on God's timing. Chill out.
Oh, that right there is the that's wisdom. I'll just say that. That is wisdom. Because and I'll tell you, I'm gonna tell you how funny it is. After my husband passed away, excuse me, I wrote a book.
Mm.
And it was a memoir of our life. We were high school sweethearts. We were together for 22 years and he passed away. We were married for 18 years and he passed away. And so I think because of the grief and people saw our journey, he had cancer. People saw our journey. We recorded it more so for encouragement, things like that. And I wrote the book, and the book blew up just like that.
Mm.
But let's be for real. A lot of people just wanted to know what was going on.
Being nosy. Mm-hmm.
Being nosy, you know what I'm saying? So it blew up like this. I'm talking about people were ordering it on Amazon, people were contacting me directly, ordering from my website. Everybody just wanted to be nosy. So in my mind, now that I've recuperated, I've gone through the whole grief situation and all of that. Okay, I'm about to start this business and I'm about to do this. It did not pop off like that. I guess it wasn't enough to be nosy about.
I guess not, right?
So that taught me it was instant once. then now it takes work. And it's just like, Kendra, you got to know that you are where you're supposed to be, and God got it. And all I can do is put it out there and trust God.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. But you know what? Sometimes when you're on a journey, you learn to have faith. Because I had to
Yes.
learn that the hard way too. Like, you know how
Yes.
people say, have faith in God and give it to God and let it go.
Yes,
Honey,
ma'am.
I tried that one time, right? And I like to lost my mind. I said, wait a minute, I just can't sit here and just say, let God handle it. I got to do something. But I sat there for a minute and it
That's
worked out
that's how it's
perfectly.
supposed to be. That's exactly how it's supposed to be.
I said, okay, God, come on through.
That's right. I can relate because so I can do a lot. I'm just a creative person, right? And that's humbly speaking. When it comes to creativity, I can do a lot of things. And so because I can do a lot, and a lot of people around me know that I can do a lot, they throwing stuff at me. Why don't you do this? Do this, do that. You know you can do this, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I have to block out the noise because just because you can do it, it does not mean that you're always supposed to do it.
That
And
part.
so just knowing God's voice, honestly, that's what it is. Because you can get so excited, people can hype you up because they know you can do it. But if you fall off or you make the mistake and start doing something else, now you're off track. Now you're not even in God's will or on God's path. Now, because you're listening to everybody else. So it's important to keep your eyes open and your ears open to what God is saying, because people, I'm trying to tell you, people will hype you up, boy. They'll make you
What?
think you can do anything.
I'm, I'm with you on that because I could do a whole lot of different things. Don't
Yeah,
mean that I need to be doing it. But
exactly. Exactly.
and I can get overwhelmed sometimes. You know, they give it to me, I do it. They give me something else, I do it again.
Yes,
That don't
yeah,
mean I need to do it. So
that's
I
right.
get it. You get overwhelmed, you be like, Lord, listen.
That's right. That's
So you
right.
have to choose your battles. You have to start choosing your battles. That ain't for me.
That's it.
If-
And I used to be that person. Oh, I could take on this. I could take on that. So and so said we can do this. We can do it. So and so said we can do that. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And I had to eventually kind of come to grips with like Kendra. If God ain't saying it, you might want to hold off on that,
Hold
because all
on.
you're doing, you're being busy, but you're not being productive.
Productive.
That's
Yes,
a
there's a difference. There's a
there's
difference.
a big difference. Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am.
Big difference. So I have two more questions. So what is the story behind your business name? Why did you choose that name?
Charcuterie is obvious, but opulence means excellence.
Mm.
And I used to, like, certain people say, Kendra, you be doing too much. Like, it ain't that serious. Um, you got to pay attention to every detail, or things like that. But one day, there was an event at this church that I used to go to, and it was my event. I put on the event. It was big church, and people, I'm putting things together. People like, oh, you're a perfectionist. Like, oh my God, you real picky. And so my the first lady, I called her my spiritual mom at that time. She said, don't let anybody tell you that as an insult. She said, let me tell you something. You know who else is a perfectionist? God. She said, look at how the water knows not to come up to a certain point. Look at where he placed the sun and the moon. She said, look at nature. Look at how things worked so perfectly. God did that. He thought of every detail. She said, so don't let anybody say that to you as an insult. It is not an insult. You have the mind of God. That's what she told me. And ever since then, you can't tell me I'm doing too much. I'm looking at every detail. I'm crossing every T and I'm dotting every I in everything I do. It's just how it is.
I love it. I had someone in my church to tell me something similar to that. She used to tell me, don't let nobody define who you are.
That's right.
You
That's
create your
right.
own definition.
That's right. That's right.
And I've
And
been
guess
running
what?
with that ever since.
I'm telling you. And guess what? You can create your own definition as many times as you want
As
to.
you want to.
You're not stuck in a box.
That's it. But I'm a big stickler on your past does not define who you are because people change, and I think
That's
people
right.
don't understand that sometimes we have to go through certain storms in our lives
Oh my gosh.
to teach us certain things. We might
Ooh,
not go through it as bad as our neighbor over here, but just that little bit that we went through shook us, and we came out of it. But not everybody's like that.
that's
They
right.
have
And
to
not
go through it over and over again. You know.
I was just about to say, not everybody learns the lesson the first time. Listen, the last storm I went through, it was two and it was coupled together. One was my husband passing away after me, after a 15-month battle with cancer. The other one was because I didn't let the grief out and all of that, all of a sudden I triggered lupus and I got diagnosed with lupus.
Oh no.
And laying on my back in my bed, dang near death. And I'm very serious. You know, me and God had plenty of talks, but me and Satan only had one talk. And
Mm.
that talk was when, not if, but when I get out of this bed, you're going to have hell to pay. And
I know
so
that's right.
when I came out of that, just redefining who I was, coming out of it strong and redefining who I was and kind of like taking life by the horns for real and riding this thing, that's where I am now, but I was able to redefine myself after all of that.
Wow, that had to be hard. You know, I have a podcast with my sister, and the name of the last episode we did
Mhm.
was the grief that we carry.
Woo.
That was a heavy hitter. Like sometimes people walk around and they carrying so much, or they have carried it, and you don't even know it.
You
Because my mom
don't
always, you don't look like what you're going through. You
know,
don't let the
man.
world know what you're going through. Just go through it, get through it, because you're gonna either be in a storm, you're gonna be
That's
going
it.
in a storm, going through a storm, or coming out of a storm. You're gonna
Ooh,
always be in the midst of a storm somewhere. Just
goodness
gotta know
gracious.
how to navigate it. That's
You
it.
just gotta know how to navigate it. And that right there is key. You're gonna go through the storm, but knowing how to navigate it is going to ensure that you make it to the other side of it.
That's
That's
it.
key.
That's it. I call my mom not too long ago. I call her sometimes when I be dealing with something. I be like, Mom, I need you. You know, you and God closer than me and God. We close now. Me and God close. We like that. That's my homeboy. But I
Right.
just know you you've been with him for a minute. So can you call God and tell God to call that devil and
Right.
tell him, leave me alone?
That's right. That's right. Hey, put your foot on his neck, whatever you got to do. I told my mom, I said, while I was laying there, couldn't move, phone sitting next to me, and I'm on speakerphone. And I'm like, Mom, I don't know what this is. I said, but I feel like in this season, I'm in a Job moment. It,
Mm,
it was back to back, just things and things, and then him and then me. And I'm thinking about my children, like, God, please don't let me go because my children just lost their father, you
mm,
know. And I went, and that was hard. The whole situation was hard. Laying there, not being able to move was hard. And I just laid there. And one day I just told her, I'm like, I trust you. I I know I'm gonna get out this bed. I trust you. It is what it is. And even after that, for some months, I still went through some crazy things
mm.
with my own body, but God.
And look at you now.
But
Look
God.
at you. Mm. Won't he do it, boy?
Ooh, won't he will.
A lot of people probably have never experienced the Job experience, but that experience is real. Like people real life go through it. I've been there. When I say
Mm.
script of everything,
Oh my God.
everything just to build me back up
That's it. That's it.
and better.
And better. I read something the other day that said God is not going to take something that you thought was your best to not give you something better.
Exactly. And that is so true. That is
I
true. It gets
believe it.
better and better.
That's right. I believe it. Especially if you're faithful. If you in tune, he got you.
He got you. But you
That's
gotta
right.
trust him though. You gotta trust him.
That's
You gotta
it.
trust him though.
That's it.
That be the problem with most people. They don't trust that he's gonna pull them out.
Absolutely. Well, guess what? Publicly, I trust you, God. I trust
Okay.
you.
Okay.
I
You
trust you. And
I
I feel like
trust
I'm out, but I still trust you.
you. Still.
That's right.
Still. So now I'm down to the last question before we go to the two truths and a lie segment.
Okay.
What's one belief you used to whisper, but now you roar like a lion?
Ooh, one belief that I used to whisper, I'm a strong woman. I've always known that even as a girl, I've never had self-esteem issues, always had good confidence, high, all of that stuff. But at one point, I felt like being a woman who can handle things was looked down upon because I guess society made it like that, maybe. But now I'll I'll walk in the authority that God has given to me as a woman and as a child of God, and can't nobody tell me nothing different. There's no need for me to keep that a secret anymore. There's no need for me to kind of stand back and see who's going to say what before. Oh no, no, my voice is worth being heard, and you gonna hear it. But that's definitely one of those things.
You and your show them who I am season.
I'm trying to tell you that I don't know who y'all thought it was, but again, I'm
Yeah, I
redefining
am.
now. Right, it's me.
You gotta pop out of shore. Better
I'm
pop out
trying
of
to
shore.
tell you, right. Sometimes you got to.
Ooh, I now you know who I am. That's
That's
it.
it.
That's it.
That's
All right,
it.
so I'm gonna play a brief countdown just to give you the instructions of the two truths and one lie segment, and we'll be ready.
Okay. Okay.
You will hear three statements, but only two are true. One's a lie. Can you spot it before time runs out? Let's go. All right, let's test your cooking knowledge. So the
Yikes.
first round is gonna be the catering industry. Fun
Okay.
fact. All right, so the first one is the largest catering event ever recorded served over 150,000 people. That's the first one. The word cater originally meant to buy provisions. Last one. Most catering businesses make the majority of their revenue from private home dinners. Now, I'm going to go to the countdown, and now you got to determine which one is the lie. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, which one you choose?
I'm going to say that the second one, cater, is to provide provision. I don't know about that one.
So the one that was the lie was most catering revenue comes from weddings, corporate events, and large gatherings,
So not private,
not private.
because I
Mhm.
do private too, and I make good money from it.
Okay, so round two is gonna be food and cooking trivia.
Okay.
All right. The chef's hat traditionally has 100 pleats to represent 100 ways to cook an egg. The next one is the most expensive spice in the world is vanilla. Last one. The first foods ever served on an airplane was a sandwich. All right.
Okay.
What's the countdown? Okay, which one you say?
I think it's the most expensive spice. Wait, I'm picking the truth.
The lie.
The
It's
lie.
the
The
lie.
most expensive spice is vanilla.
Look at it. She got it. She got it. So they said the most expensive spice is saffron. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Look
Yeah.
at her. She got it. All right. So last one. This is the last round.
Okay.
All right. The last round is going to be behind the scenes of the catering facts.
Okay.
Right. So the most catering companies require at least 6 months in advance for booking weddings. Buffet style catering is usually more expensive than plated service. And the last one, The busiest months for catering are May through October. All right, go to the countdown. All right, so which one did you choose?
I'm gonna go with the buffet style.
Look at you, you know your stuff, huh? It said it's typically less expensive than plate service.
Yep.
I should know our stuff. Let me find out. I'm scared of you.
Look, that's you learn that through pricing. That's what it is. When people people ask you stuff, you trying to get personal or you want buffet style. There's a
Mm,
difference in the cost.
difference. Okay, see, I learned something new. I didn't know that. So I learned something
Mhm.
new. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna pass the mic to you. I'm gonna do the countdown, and when we come back, you're gonna be up here by yourself. This is your moment to let everybody know how to do business with you, all the amazing things about you. This is your moment, and you can
Okay.
get some advice for upcoming entrepreneurs, or leave a lasting moment.
Okay.
All right. What's up, everybody? First, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Breaking the Silence. Because without you, none of this would be possible. None of it. See, Breaking the Silence started off with my voice, me coming out of my shell, me finding me, and doing something I should have done a long time ago. But then as time went by, I was like, you know what? There's some amazing people out here doing amazing things that I want to shine the light on. So that's why you are here. So thank you so much for being a part of Breaking the Silence and continuing to break the silence for me. But now I gotta ask you to do me a favor. Real quick. Can you share this episode with somebody that resonates with, and make sure you do two more things. Subscribe and turn your notifications on so you don't miss another episode. So let's get back into this episode.
So you can catch me, KJ, with Opulence Charcuterie on all of the social medias at Candidly KJ, Candidly underscore KJ, or Opulence Charcuterie. Now I know that that's a lot to try to spell out, but Opulence Charcuterie, and you will find me. Listen, don't let anybody put you in a box. That personality that you have, if you are someone who wants to be an entrepreneur, match that personality to whatever it is you want to do. And I guarantee you're going to have success. The personality and consistency. One thing about it, when it comes to consistency, sometimes it gets a little frustrating. I can honestly say so, not going to lie myself, but consistency is the key. Get that personality and that consistency. Get out here and be great. The world is yours. You can do it.
I know that's right. That was some good advice. Would you
Thank
talking to
you.
me? But thank you so much for taking out time in your busy schedule to come sit with me and be the
Absolutely.
first cook on the Breaking the Silence and really truly breaking your silence because I learned a lot today.
Thank you. Thank you. And you know what? Sometimes talking and letting things out, it helps yourself as well. So I got a lot out today. It was good.
Nice, nice. Well, we're locked in. If there's anything that I can do on my end to further help push you on your end, let me know. If there's something you want me to share, just send it to me, and I'll share it to my audience, and we can keep working together. We locked in, so don't try to be no
Absolutely.
stranger.
Okay, absolutely. And same, I'm gonna subscribe, and then once you start putting your things out, and now that I'm a subscriber, I definitely will start sharing and things like that. So yeah, we can, it's a lot we can talk about. So you just let me know, and we
Yes,
on and popping.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I sure will. And thank you to everybody else that's watching this amazing episode. Listen, let me tell y'all something. She really told me something today, y'all, because I didn't know a whole lot of stuff. I didn't know you just can set up stuff and boom, it's ready. Easy. And the first to do it. Go ahead now. Go ahead now. But y'all got to make sure, y'all, we got to pour into each other. We definitely have to pour into each other and try to support one another because, listen, I've been saying this from day one. It's easier to win together. We can do it together. But we got to stop being the crabs in the barrel so we can do just that. So thank y'all so much for tuning into another episode of Breaking the Silence. I hope today's conversation has reminded you that your voice matters and your story can inspire others. So don't forget to subscribe, like this episode, and share it with somebody that resonates with. You might learn something like I did today. So keep speaking your truth. And most importantly, embracing your journey and breaking the silence. So until next time, y'all stay focused out there. Later.
Better days, slowly but surely it's a better space that awaits my mind, so I meditate till I levitate, I elevate, but I learn not to hesitate no more, keep moving forward, chase my goals and focus more towards it, hate the lows but I need those to flourish, place my goals in front, that's what's important. So I ask myself what inspires me, breaking out of my shell, feeling yo shot quiet me, and now I'm breaking the silence like I'm nicking the cold, let's go. Promise you gon' see better. Hey, gotta keep going till you see them. Promise you gon' see better. Hey, you gotta keep going till you see them.